See this beautiful piece of antique furniture? It was built in the early 19th century, and it's a piece of working furniture. It was actually rescued from a sailing ship. The gentleman who built this cared about design, they cared about functionality, they cared about precision. The gentleman who owns it today cares about the very same things. His name is John Weiss, and we're going to be spending a half hour with him talking about kitchens by design. John, before we start talking about cabinetry in the showroom, I need to know where you found that beautiful piece of antique furniture.
Well, Alan, I was looking for a conference table for the showroom. Happened to be up in a antique store up in upstate New York, and found it, believe it or not, sitting under a big pile of stuff, junk, and it dawned on me that really nothing would speak to who we are better than having this piece of furniture right in the middle of our showroom.
Well, it certainly exemplifies, as I said, design, functionality, and the great specifics that are kind of lost in our society today. Precision and workmanship seem to be lacking.
There are in many ways.
Except in certain places, and one of those places would be kitchens by design. And I guess the best way to start is to talk with you a little bit about your mission statement, which I find unique.
Thank you.
It's not often that a large, small business like yours would have a mission statement. What prompted you to write a mission statement?
Well, I wanted people to clearly understand who we are, Alan. There are a lot of places you can buy a kitchen. We're a little bit different than most places that you buy a kitchen, in that we believe that anybody can have an outstanding kitchen, a sophisticated, luxurious kitchen, regardless of budget and regardless of taste. We can help them to achieve that at a budget that they can afford. And we're also going to be a little bit better on things like service. We have a tremendous referral list, so that our clients can get appliances and tile and flooring and so on at great prices and deal with reputable firms that we've vetted over many years. We can bring a lot to the table. You remember when we put this together and we sat down together and we figured out what we were going to do here? We had some design challenges we had to overcome in this room, as I recall. Do you remember what the biggest design challenge was?
Yeah, the biggest design challenge was this was just a very simple L shape on this side of the room, and we really wanted to do something a lot more creative. So I think what Kitchens by Design brought to the party was the ability to do something a little bit more creative, work with the building team so that we could structure the windows and the layout on this side of the house to do something a lot broader for this kitchen. I do like the fact that there's a lot of wood presented. There's large panels, and you can see that the refrigerator is kind of masked by this front wood panel. We're both cooks in the family, so the double oven is terrific. There were great lighting choices so that we had good visibility under each counter space and we could see. My favorite part of the kitchen is right here in the center, which is the cooktop.
That's probably my favorite part too.
Right, and it's really the centerpiece when you walk in this room. Since this room is right in the center of our living space, everybody sees this as soon as they walk in the door.
I believe we used cabinetry all the way up to the ceiling here, didn't we?
We did. And these sneak cabinets in here are terrific because all of my spices, oils, this makes it a very functional kitchen. So not only did we have that design element, but this was really functional. This works great.
Now we also designed in that big tower here on the end. What do you folks use that for?
Well, right now I'm just stanking, simple dishes, but we have these little drawers under here which are really handy for, simple objects like keys and things that we use in our home.
Now we also needed more dish storage, food storage for this kitchen, and we created a couple of other areas off to the side here which we're going to take a look at next.
Great. I really wanted more cabinet space in my kitchen. So this particular room was originally just a utility closet, and Kitchens by Design came up with a great idea, and that was to make this room more functional, make it an actual walk-in pantry, and not just any old walk-in pantry, but something that had that design look. So this has a lot of functionality for us as a family. In here is not just extra cabinetry, but extra appliances like the microwave and the coffee pot and all those things that you may not necessarily want out in the main part of your kitchen. So my children use this to get their breakfast ready, and it's just a great spot, a good added feature that makes this kitchen unique.
John and Alan will be back. More straight ahead from Kitchens by Design. Serena Starzik loves her kitchen. Dr. Mike Soliday loves his kitchen as well.
The kitchen's the highlight of the house. I love it.
Sandy Gerber adores her kitchen. And the Bollners, well, they're just gaga over their kitchen. You want a kitchen you can love? Get in touch with KBD, Kitchens by Design. Call KBD at 845-462-2500. Visit us on the web at kbdamerica.com. Or better yet, drop by the showroom when you have a moment. Kitchens by Design, the company that can design and build a kitchen for you to love. Once again, here are John Weiss and Alan Matthews at the Kitchens by Design showroom.
So John, these cabinets, my understanding is that this is the top of the line. These are the top of the line cabinets.
These are our furniture grade line. This is Plain and Fancy. It's made in Pennsylvania. It's extraordinary for fit and finish. They're the folks who literally made their reputation on inset cabinetry, which is considered the high end of the furniture look. This is just one example of many different types of finishes and styles that they have. In fact, we've highlighted two different ones here, two very different ones here. We've got more of a cottage style up against more of an arts and crafts quarter sawn oak look. But as far as the way that they're constructed, there are no better cabinets out there. See, Plain and Fancy is a full custom line. They will literally build anything that we draw to the size that we draw it. So if you look around this kitchen right here... So
you're the specifier. You tell them what you want.
We specify everything. Right. If you look around this kitchen right here, there are no fillers.
That's
Everything is built to spec, built to fit, and fits remarkably well.
Sandy, you know what I love about your cabinets? But it's the same thing you love about your cabinets. What is it that you love about these cabinets?
I love that each one is different.
Absolutely. Each one is so distinct. I don't think I've ever seen cabinetry quite like this.
I saw the same product at another kitchen designer.
Yeah.
What I really influenced me to go with John was the fact that he paid a lot of attention to detail. I needed a cabinet to put a lot of my canned goods and dry goods in. And John helped me pick these slide-out drawers. They didn't take up as much room as some of the fancier ones.
Okay.
The very last minute, I put this display cabinet in. It was solid closed doors. And after talking to John and seeing a lot of pictures of kitchens, I decided that one cabinet had to have glass doors. So this was like a last-minute thing. You're going to think this is silly.
No, I won't think it's silly.
But see, simple things really please me in this kitchen.
Okay, get to it. Come on.
Okay, so here's a drawer, for instance. You can't slam the drawer. You see?
Oh, yeah, I know about these. It has that closing device.
Right.
Very classy. I like that.
I love that.
I could just stand here all day and do this.
That's what I do. That's
yeah, but I think you really mean it. Okay, you
I do.
put that back in there.
That's my favorite thing about the kitchen.
All right.
That you can't slam the drawers. I have small children, so they come in and they take something and then they want to throw the drawer back in, and you can't slam it no matter what you do. This level, this is new. It wasn't bi-level before. It was just one level, and when I would stand here and do the dishes, everything would fall off the side, you know, including water and dishes.
Well, this is all very compact. And what about the backsplash? I like this.
You like that?
Yeah, very much. You picked that out, right?
Yes, I picked that out.
Yeah.
That was difficult to pick out.
Why?
Because I didn't want it to compete with the grain in the cabinets and the granite. Because the granite and the cabinets are so beautiful.
Ladies and gentlemen, you want a kitchen like Sandy Gerber's? All you really need to do is pick up the telephone. You see right at the bottom of the screen, there's a telephone number right down there. There's a website you can go to. All you need to do is call Kitchens by Design. They will come. John will come. He will come out and help you design a beautiful kitchen, just like he did for Sandy and her family. And before you know it, you won't have to be worrying about sticking the wrong things in the wrong places, and you'll have plenty of room, This space actually here, Sandy, is really pretty compact.
Yeah.
But it does everything it's supposed to do, doesn't it?
Oh, yeah. I could have expanded the kitchen and made it bigger, but it's not necessary. This is just what I needed.
Enough said. We'll be back in a minute.
Serena Starzik loves her kitchen. Dr. Mike Soliday loves his kitchen as well.
The kitchen's the highlight of the house. I love it.
Sandy Gerber adores her kitchen. And the Volners, well, they're just gaga over their kitchen. You want a kitchen you can love? Get in touch with KBD, Kitchens by Design. Call KBD at 845-462-2500. Visit us on the web at kbdamerica.com. Or better yet, drop by the showroom when you have a moment. Kitchens by Design, the company that can design and build a kitchen for you to love. Now, John Weiss and Alan Matthews at the Kitchens by Design showroom.
John, what would be the price differential between the plain and fancy and the cabinets we're about to take a look at?
Well, these are Candlelight. These are our middle grade cabinet. They're a what we call an upscale semi-custom as opposed to a full custom. They would vary probably 10 to 15%.
Okay.
A little less.
So if I had a kitchen, let's say that was 30 linear feet, what might I expect to spend for this particular array of cabinets?
That depends very much on how much decoration it has, what it's made of.
Ballpark me.
Oh boy, 30 linear feet. A typical customer is going to spend between $10,000 and $15,000.
Okay, 10 or 15,000, and those over there would be 25,000.
20 to 25.
20 to 25. Yeah. Okay. I thought you might like to know that. That's the reason I asked the question, because after all, even though we all love great cabinets, price is a consideration.
Sure. Here's what's really cool about Candlelight cabinetry. First of all, it's made here in New York, which is a plus, I think. It keeps it in the local economy. Secondly, they can do almost anything any custom line does, and in fact exceed most custom lines in what they do. They've got a complete selection of corbels and posts and decorations, onlays, wood hoods, any kind of option you'd ever want to have in a kitchen, and a tremendous selection of doors, woods, and finishes. In fact, they far exceed what normal custom cabinets offer.
And since they're made in New York, you're saving some money on transportation costs.
You're saving some money on transportation costs. You're getting a product that's extremely well made, and it keeps the money in the state, which I think is a good thing.
Now, John, the only thing I can say about this kitchen, there's a word that comes to mind. The word is amazing. Absolutely amazing. This is, let me use a food word. If I was going to use a food word, I would say scrumptious. This is a scrumptious kitchen.
One of the things that we try to do when we design a kitchen is we try to balance the kitchen and make it comfortably workable. So we try not to put too many features into one spot. We sort of spread them around the kitchen so that they become easier to access and a little more useful. So here we have a built-in Sub-Zero refrigerator, which is 7 feet tall. We do have cabinetry above it, which is easy to access, opens from the bottom. We have some nice storage over on this side. These are equally sized cabinets to create balance. A nice corner feature with a built-in microwave. And over here we have what we call an appliance garage. Now you'll notice this area is bumped out. It's creating a shadow line here, which makes it a little more aesthetically pleasing.
Where's the appliance garage? Down there, John?
It's down here. Basically it opens up onto the counter space, allowing them to store their appliances on the counter. They can actually be plugged in and pulled out, used, and then pushed back in.
Yes, that's the end of the hideous countertop clutter.
That's correct,
which people hate. Yes.
Walking over to this side of the kitchen, which abuts the dining area, we have a pass-through space with some nice storage for linens and napkins and things that would be used in the dining area. We've got corresponding cabinetry in the two corner areas of the bay. We've actually got a built-in dishwasher here, even though it looks like a cabinet. This is what we call a fully integrated dishwasher.
Wow.
And if you open it up, that's what you have. And on the opposite side of the sink, we used a semi-integrated trash compactor. This is actually a trash compactor unit in here. So that what you see is sort of a seamless row of cabinetry on this wall.
Mike, when you decided to put this kitchen together, What were your thoughts? What did you have in mind?
Well, my wife had a pretty clear vision of what she wanted, and we met with 3 or 4 other kitchen designers, and they never seemed to really click. And then my wife met John. They seemed to get along really well, and we were having a lot of problems designing the kitchen, and we met him, and things just fell into place.
Are you satisfied with the...
Oh, we love the kitchen's the highlight of the house. We love it.
How would you rate Kitchens by Design, first of all, in terms of the quality of the materials? Let's talk about that first.
Well, I mean, we've been in lots of kitchens because a lot of my partners, just recently built homes, and you come into this house, there's a noticeable difference. I mean, from start to finish, I would say it was a 10. We had no issues. The cabinets were delivered on time. Exactly what we wanted was here. All the materials to trim it out were here. We had no real issues. Things just fell right into place.
Is there anything that, as you look at the kitchen now and the way it was built, is there anything at all that you wish you had done that you didn't do?
No, this was the first house and last house we'll ever build, so we kind of did everything we wanted, and we made the kitchen a little bigger at John's suggestion, extended it out about another 2 feet so we could fit that in.
Why did he suggest that?
This way it was a little more comfortable going around the island. It flowed a little better. We were able to put that in the corner, comfortably. Someone could be seated in a chair and not interfere with traffic. And all the molding was able to finish directly against the wall, so we kind of spread things out so the molding details came out really, really pretty.
Well, it's a terrific kitchen, and I'm sure that you, Joanne, the kids, your friends will enjoy a lot of wonderful meals here.
Absolutely.
And tell the other guys, down at the office, the next time they build a house, to call Kitchens by Design.
Absolutely.
John and Alan will be back. More straight ahead from Kitchens by Design. Serena Starzik loves her kitchen. Dr. Mike Soliday loves his kitchen as well.
The kitchen's the highlight of the house. We love it.
Sandy Gerber adores her kitchen. And the Volners, well, they're just gaga over their kitchen. You want a kitchen you can love? Get in touch with KBD, Kitchens by Design. Call KBD at 845-462-2500. Visit us on the web at kbdamerica.com. Or better yet, drop by the showroom when you have a moment. Kitchens by Design, the company that can design and build a kitchen for you to love.
John, what about the granite? Obviously, what sets this kitchen off is the complementary granite. Where did you get the granite? How many pieces of granite did you have to go through before you picked this? Did you actually go down to the quarry and pick it out?
Well, no. The quarry is likely in Brazil. This is a typical Brazilian stone. Really, the kudos should go to the client, because they made the final selection of what stone to use. What we did was sort of guide them to picking granite as opposed to quartz or corian or some of the other surfaces that are available. This stone happens to go particularly well with the 2 finishes that they chose, ties it in very nicely. You'll notice that the slabs of granite are very large. There's very few seams in this kitchen.
Yeah, that's what I was really marveling at.
Those are hallmarks of a granite countertop fabricator that does his job very well.
What is this?
That's a pot filler, Alan. That enables the person who's cooking to fill the pots right here on the cooktop rather than having to schlep the water from the main sink.
Right. Now, what about this particular piece? This is really unusual. Here you have a desk and a wall unit in a kitchen.
They wanted to have an area that they could work in the kitchen, and also an area they could take phone messages and things like that. I think that they envisioned maybe using a computer in this space, but they wanted to tie it in with the rest of the kitchen. They wanted to fill this particular space, and really we didn't need any more storage or cooking facilities on this end of the kitchen. So it was sort of a logical conclusion that it needed some piece of furniture here, and they really kind of wanted a desk.
John Weiss and I, Kitchens by Design, will be back with you right after this important message.
Serena Starzik loves her kitchen. Dr. Mike Soliday loves his kitchen as well.
The kitchen's the highlight of the house. Love it.
Sandy Gerber adores her kitchen. And the Volners, well, they're just gaga over their kitchen. You want a kitchen you can love? Get in touch with KBD Kitchens by Design. Call KBD at 845-462-2500. Visit us on the web at kbdamerica.com. Or better yet, drop by the showroom when you have a moment. Kitchens by Design, the company that can design and build a kitchen for you to love.
Greg, this was a custom-built house?
Correct.
And the kitchen, how many different companies did you interview, Donna, before you selected John's company, Kitchens by Design?
There were other companies on the list that were provided by the builder, and we interviewed several other designers, and then we selected John. We knew that we kind of had a limited space. I know some other kitchens and some other houses are a lot bigger, but we just really wanted the most storage in the area that we could get into the space that had been allotted by the builder for our kitchen. And John did a really nice job of making it very compact, but making it kind of majestic by moving the tops of the cabinets and then capping all of the cabinets also.
With the crown molding. And you settled in on a solid surface top.
I shied away from another type of surface because on a granite countertop or you have to have a different sink. It's a stainless steel sink, or even on some of the others, the sink is a different color than everything else. And I wanted it to be fluid. I wanted it to be all alike. And I wanted it to be timeless. And going with the cabinetry that we went with and going with the countertops, you can change a lot of different things in the room and make it look very different, but you don't have to change the cabinets and the countertops. And that's one of the things that we wanted it to kind of be timeless, because we know that's one of the things that dates a house very quickly.
Yeah, so good forward thinking. Excellent.
Growing up with the Formica countertops and the plain Jane cabinets from a track home type arrangement, I really didn't know what to expect in a lot of ways.
May you enjoy many, many more excellent family meals in your very, very beautiful and efficient kitchen. Thanks.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Now, John Weiss and Alan Matthews at the Kitchens by Design showroom.
So these are Kemper cabinets?
These are Kemper. They're made by Master Brands, which is a large cabinet manufacturer. This is our good line, good, better, best. The reason that we chose Kemper is they have a tremendous amount of different door styles and woods and colors and finishes that you can get, which is unusual in this genre of cabinets. Generally, in this price level, you have much less selection.
Right.
You also have the ability to upgrade these cabinets to full plywood construction. You can get them with the quiet closed drawers. You can get them in tremendous amount of configurations, which eliminate the need to go custom at that price point.
One of the other questions that pops into my mind as we talk about this, John, is how did you make the selection of these particular companies? Obviously, there are literally hundreds of these companies out there. Why these companies? Why do you represent these companies?
We wanted to pick the absolute best of their particular quality and quality level at the best possible price, as compared to other cabinets that are built to compete directly with them. We picked Kemper not only for price considerations, but they have a vast array of cabinets that we can choose from. It's terrific.
Great options.
Just all kinds of configurations, which is important when you're dealing with stock cabinetry.
Sure. With
Decora, which I haven't mentioned before, which is also a semi-custom cabinet, we've got a higher-end cabinet similar to Kemper, made by the same company, in fact, but it gives you more selections for higher-end doors, finishes, and more wood selections. In the Candlelight brand, frankly, Candlelight's an absolute home run for us. It does everything a custom cabinet does at a substantially reduced price.
Okay.
And also,
so then why is it not called the custom cabinet?
Well, because everything in Candlelight is based on stock pricing. So in other words, if you open their book and you look through their book, it's going to have configurations of various cabinets, bases and uppers and pantries and so on and so forth that are all at stock pricing, and you don't really need to variate those. But if you need 2 or 3 or 4 pieces that are completely custom made, they'll not only build them, but they won't really overcharge you for them either.
John, a prospective customer is interested in getting some cabinets from you, or at least having you quote on cabinets. What should they do first? What should somebody do first?
Any client that's interested in having a project done, whether it's a kitchen, a bathroom, bookcases, library, doesn't really matter, should give us a call or come into our showroom. We'd like to spend a few minutes speaking to them about their project.
Right.
And we generally would like to put together a wish list so that we can kind of begin to guide them through the process.
Before you go to the field, come here first?
Come here first.
Okay.
Let's establish what it is that the client would like to do.
Yes.
And then usually that does lead to a trip into the field, and it's necessary to go into the field to take a look at what the situation is.
If you're thinking about purchasing cabinetry of any kind, you really have not done your due diligence unless you've included in your group of contractors my friend John Weiss and Kitchens by Design. You know, the kitchen in your home is not a place where you just cook. It's a place where basically the society of your homes emanates from. And if it's not comfortable, if it's not functional, if it's not warm and inviting, then it really is not going to be the center of the family life, which is what it should be. And so those are just my thoughts. And if you think like I do, and I hope some of you do, then my strong suggestion would be, if you don't have a wonderful kitchen like this, or any of the kitchens that you've seen in this program, then maybe it's a real good idea for you to take a look at the bottom of the screen. You'll see a telephone number, you'll see a website, and perhaps it might be a good idea to pick up a telephone and call John Weiss at Kitchens by Design and ask him to come out and talk to you about a great new kitchen for your home so that you and your family can enjoy many, many, many years of togetherness. Thanks for being with us, and we'll see you the next time.